Before there were streaming algorithms, before binge-watching was a verb, before horror hosts became TikTok stars, there was Elvira's movie Macabre, the gloriously trashy, endlessly witty late-night TV show that turned a struggling actress named Cassandrapeterson into a pop-culture immortal and made B-movies feel like blockbusters again. Launched in 1981 on Los Angeles KHJ-TV Movie. Macabre was simple in concept, but revolutionary in execution. Every Saturday night at 11 p.m., Elvira, resplendent in her jet-black beehive, slit-to their gown, and mile-high lashes, would saunter onto a cheaply decorated set that looked like a gothic teenager's bedroom crossed with a haunted garage sale, plop down on her thrift store coffin sofa, and introduce a gloriously terrible horror or sci-fi flick from the 1950s, 60s, or 70s. But the movie, that was just the excuse. The real show was Elvira herself, cracking jokes, delivering double entendres with a smirk, mocking the monster makeup, flirting with the camera, and turning schlock into spectacle with nothing but charisma and a well-timed cackle. She didn't just host the films, she hijacked them, popping up in bumpers before and after commercial breaks to roast the plot holes, seduce the leading men even if they were rubber-suited aliens, and offer life advice like, if you're gonna date a werewolf, always keep silver handcuffs handy for safety and fun. The set may have been held together by duct tape and dry ice. The budget barely covered her wig spray, but the energy, electric. Elvira wasn't just sexy, she was smart, subversive, and in on the joke. Turning every Z-grade monster flick into a communal midnight experience where the audience didn't just watch, they laughed with her. And that's what made her different. While other horror hosts leaned into spooky theatrics or corny puns, Elvira brought something new. Unapologetic female sexuality wrapped in razor-sharp satire. She made horror fun again. Not scary, not serious, but playful. Like a sleepover where you dared each other to watch the creepiest thing on TV, and then spent half the time giggling. The show was an instant cult hit in LA, but syndication turned it into a national phenomenon. By the mid-90s, Elvira was beaming into living rooms across America, becoming the face of Halloween. The queen of drive-ins and the patron saint of misfits, who loved horror but didn't take it too seriously. Networks tried to tone her down. Sponsors got nervous. Moral guardians clutching their pearls called her inappropriate. Elvira, she just turned up the cleavage and the comedy. And when the original run ended in 1986, her legend only grew, spawning action figures, comic books, calendars, and of course, her 1988 feature film. But she never really left. In 2010, she returned for a rebooted movie Macabre on this TV, introducing classics like Night of the Living Dead and The Little Shop of Horrors to a new generation. Same jokes, same gown, same glorious attitude, and even now, decades later, you can still find her on Shudder or YouTube, introducing films with that same wink and whisper, proving that while special effects age and studios rise and fall, camp is eternal. Movie Macabre wasn't just a TV show. It was a cultural reset. It gave horror fans permission to laugh, gave women a new kind of icon, one who owned her sexuality without apology, and gave Cassandrapeterson the platform to become so much more than an actress. She became a phenomenon. So next time you queue up a grainy old monster movie, pause it. Imagine Elvira leaning over your TV, martini in hand, rolling her eyes at the monster's wobbly headpiece, and whispering, "Honey, if you think that's scary, wait till you see my ex." That's the magic of Movie Macabre. Not the movies, her, the mistress, the myth, the Midnight Queen.